What's up, Shuswap fam? I am here with Rick from Rick's Rubbish Removal, and we have been bromancing Evan Nails, and we talked all sorts of things, life, how to be successful, how to just allow things be, and just to be the happy you.
Exactly. Shirley, thank you so much. It was a great interview, a great experience. Let's do this again.
Wow, this thing's amazing. Hang on. What else can this thing do? This thing's awesome. I think it just started vibrating in my lower back.
Yeah.
I can see why you come here now. This is amazing.
So what do you do for excitement?
Not a whole lot. Basically, the past 2 years, I've been learning how to do Facebook ads, content creation, audience creation, retention, engagement, like all sorts of fun stuff to set myself up for my own future. Because I'm like, I really, really hated everything that I did because it was basically nothing but manual labor.
So you were going into work for other people?
Yeah.
Or you were working?
No,
your own
I was
business?
working for other people, like businesses in the oil patch. Worked at a hydroponic shop for many years.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was really interesting. Post-secondary education was never really a possible thing for me.
You too? How come?
Oh man, I did not learn how they teach in school. Like,
Yeah.
like really bad.
Okay, so how bad was yours?
My English 8 teacher was so bullish on spelling tests
Okay.
that he had a 10-word spelling test every day. And because of that, I got like 2-3 questions correct.
Okay.
And then that just killed my mark.
Your mark or your self-esteem?
Probably both.
Both. Yeah, both, man.
Yeah,
Both.
totally both.
Because it's all connected, right? Everything we do is connected to that self-esteem. So you can see where school, all of a sudden you go, oh, gee, I want to be a part of this, right? I failed grade 1 3 times. I failed grade 5 once.
Nice.
I was in the same grade that my younger brother, who's 3 years younger than me, was in. He went to high school. I went to boys' vocational school. I was told in grade 6 I was a stupid kid. I would never amount to anything. And that just propelled me to do and try harder and harder and harder. I became a Christian when I was 12, 13, and really grew from that into that self-esteem. Because in my house, we were bullied all the time.
Yep.
Brothers, sisters, bully. It was such an ongoing thing. And then the bullying didn't stop. In school, constantly bullied.
Feel that?
Hated school. Oh, with a passion, man. Hated it. But I chose to go back into being a child and youth care worker because I had a buddy of mine, Steve, his mom, said, you are so connected to kids. You have this gift. When you're around kids, they just glow. They love your company, right? So as time goes on, we find a direction with other people that motivates us to go somewhere. And I hated college as well.
You actually went to college?
I went to college.
Yeah, that was never a
I
thing
went
for
to
me.
college.
I always thought it was too stupid, but it turns out I just don't learn the way they want me to learn.
Exactly. The thing that I got the most out of college was this arm here got really good at chucking books against the wall.
Chucking books.
But here's the cool part. I chucked so many books. Behavior Development 101. I hated it with a passion. I don't read and I don't gather information in my brain. I basically fake my way with what little I know through every stage that I've gone.
And then you learn more along the way, which makes you go to the next stage and the next thing. I love that.
See all the steps we go through, though.
Oh yeah, and
where we're going.
if you try and learn all at once, you'll never get there. You'll never start.
But the awareness is that no matter what you do, whether you're successful at it or it's a failure, it's a successful. It becomes successful because you learn from the failures. You learned in high school. You really weren't a school-related guy. It just didn't do anything for you. The learning was different. You had to learn in your style.
Oh, totally.
So, like I said earlier, I'm a dumb old guy. I didn't get Messenger in the sense of when you downloaded your picture. Now I get it because it takes me a while.
It took me, I failed Physics 11 twice.
Yep.
I needed it to take my power engineering, so I taught it to myself in like 3 months.
There you go.
It was just
There you
like,
go.
wow, I'm not that dumb. I just
There
didn't
you
learn
go.
that way.
So when you're connecting with people, it's being able to take what you've learned from you and connecting it forward. So I go into, when I was working with kids, what made it really successful for me was I took my failures all along the way, and every kid that I ran into had a success story because it was one, when you buy a house, you work on location. The location is going to basically support you financially. Okay, so location, location, location.
Okay.
When I work with people, rapport, rapport, rapport.
Yeah,
So there's a
people.
financial gain all the time.
There
or
is.
There's, I shouldn't say financial, it's
Well, there
a
is,
gain
but
that's mental and emotional.
But you have to be selfish to be selfless all the time. Because like, what do I get out of it? How much am I really retaining from this? How much do I enjoy this person? There's something you always get out of it. Which is what?
Yeah, you do. And it's funny because it's sort of like people have different ways of looking at it. Is your glass half full? Is your glass half empty? Right? So half empty means there's a need. Half full means that I'm giving back.
There's
all
an
the time.
abundance.
I can give forward and get back without wanting to get back. So I give it freely. Right?
I like
so
that.
So my learning has been I have been able to teach myself that as I give, I'm giving it without any attachments.
Expectations.
Oh, there's a damn good word. I got a guy, that fellow who has Alzheimer's. He has done such awesome work with other people around men, couples, and expectation, and how it's been such a failing in a multitude of ways because everybody goes in with expectations. If you can take the expectations right off the table, then you gain. Go in there without expecting somebody to be away, to act a certain direction, to give you what your needs are about. Give without expectations. Really cool. Really cool.
No, for real.
Yeah.
Because it'll kill relationships if you expect something and they don't give back and you're just giving and like it hurts.
It really does. Yeah. And whether the relationship is in a couple relationship or if it's a business relationship. In a business relationship, it's laying out the dynamics of here's what I need to do, or this is what you want me to do, and this is what my dollar is worth.
Yeah.
I've been trying to teach my brother that for years. My other brother, Peter, picked it up real quick because my brother David was using him to do business. And Peter's like, man, I don't want to go to work for Dave anymore. And I said, well, tell me why. And I said, well, because I can build ponds, and I'm making 45 or 35 to 65 an hour. So I said, so what I'm saying, what I'm hearing from you, Pete, is you want to be able to go and work at a wage. I said, so what's wrong with working with David? He goes, well, when I work with David, David pays me $15 an hour, no more. I said, okay. So take that and go in a positive way. And he goes, so what do you mean positive way with David? David yells and screams all the day. Go to David and say, David, I want to work for you. Man, I want to work for you. You got great clients, and you bring people to me, and you put me to work, and I appreciate the money. But here's what we got. I won't work for you anymore at $15 an hour. If I come and work for you, and I know my value because I'm the one who's doing the work and the creativity, says I'm going to work for you at $35 an hour. Now, if you want to charge the person I'm building a pond at $55 an hour, there's 20 in your pocket. You don't even have to do that. You're in a win-win situation. So Peter went to David, and he said, David, this is what I'm going to do. And David looked at him and goes, that's crazy. He says, I'm charging 55 already, Peter, and you're telling me now all of a sudden you want 35 out of this picture? Peter goes, well, who's doing the work? He says, well, you are. Who's doing the design? You are. So why is it you're taking? And Dave went, okay, fine.
Yeah.
So anyways, I forgot about this. Sterling, I forgot about it. And then Peter, about 8 years later, he says to me, I'm talking about wages and changing things in my business. And he goes, do you know why I'm making $35 an hour, Rick? I said, because you told me you're worth it. He goes, no, because I needed permission from somebody to be able to go, I'm worth this. And as soon as you said what you said about the value in my person, all of a sudden it went right up.
Yeah.
Way up. He says, now I charge everybody between $35 and $55 an hour to go and do ponds. And he says, last year I did 2 ponds and I cleared $10,000 in my pocket.
Dang.
In my pocket. He says,
cleared.
You're the one who gave me permission to speak, the talk, the walk, the walk.
Good for you. Well done. That's awesome.
But this is what we all need to realize, is we're valued.
Yeah,
to our person.
yeah, that was one of my biggest things. The highest paid job I ever had was $24 an hour in an oil patch, slinging in muds. I was in rig tanks that if I wasn't under air, if I took one breath, I was instantly dead. Like you don't want to live like that if that's how you make a good dollar.
That's right.
Other than that, it was minimum wage. I hated it.
Yeah, good for you.
No one's like,
because there's that. See, there's that lesson again. That was the motivation that got you to where you went to, where you got to. So it's such, I get it, man. I wouldn't want to work at $24 an hour now.
yeah.
No. I walk into a job site, I'm hauling garbage, I'm organizing people's
Although
lives.
there's two moments
Okay.
in the oil patch that really changed the way I thought. One
Okay.
is I came up on deck from being in a rig tank for like 5 hours shoveling barite, and
Mm.
barite's heavy, man. And I was like, man, you're like totally clean. There's nothing on you. You're making good money. You're driving the truck. Like, what did you do? He's like, he just looked at me and said, it's by design. I'm not in those tanks by design. I was like, wow, that's a really poor goal to not just be in rig tanks but still be in the oil patch. But you know, that's a really good thought. You designed your life.
Exactly.
And the other one was, again, I was in a oil tank slinging barite, and the dude I was working with had coveralls on, had his coverall strap just wrapped around his neck, just like really digging in there.
Okay.
And he was like that for hours and hours and hours. I'm looking at him, I was like, man, doesn't that hurt at all? And still, he does nothing to it. So I take off my gloves, fix it for him. He looks at me and says, "Ah, that's so much better." And I'm
Okay.
like, you didn't do that yourself?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what else in your life are you doing that is not for your betterment, that you just
Yeah,
ignoring? And then I went,
exactly.
okay, what am I doing in my life that I could be doing differently,
Uh-huh.
that I should be changing?
Exactly.
I don't want that red mark digging into my neck,
Good.
making a
That's
hole.
a really good example. That's a really good example.
Thank
so
you.
as you take those examples and you look around and you can give it back, you've given it back to somebody else. So you didn't get back going, okay, so now you owe me something, did you?
No, of course not.
Of course not. So what did you give it to him for? Because?
Oh, no, because I was kind, just because it was the nicest thing to do. It was for someone else.
Yeah. So then what we learn is as we move forward in our business, that's exactly, I have been taught now to show gratitude without expectation. I'm going to give it free, man. There is no
Yeah,
cost
that's
factor
right.
to sitting down and getting something or giving something away until you put that expectation connected with it.
Mhm.
So yeah, so good on you.
Because if
Finish your
you're like,
lesson.
oh, I could just take this time and do something else and make more money, but
Yeah.
how many lives are you touching in that meantime? Yeah, sure, you're
Mhm.
making an extra 10G, but really, that person could have made that extra $500 and really changed their life with that advice.
That one incident, just that one incident, and that just makes you aware of what power you have. Because in all relationships, there's a certain amount of power play that goes.
There's always a relationship power play.
Yeah, there is.
Have you read the 48 Laws of Power?
No, I haven't.
It's a magnificent book.
Okay, now remember, I'm a terrible. Actually, I don't read well.
Oh, neither do I. I
So
read
here's
terribly.
what I got. I don't read well. I read the best I can.
Right.
So I had come out of a relationship with a gal who was a narcissist.
Oh, nice.
And I spent, within 20 days, I read 4 books. And I mean, read 4 books. I plowed through those books with learning.
Dude.
And I was, because that's me, right? I had spent my life in a proactive position, and all of a sudden I'm a reactive person, and I'm going, I don't like this. I don't like this. And because we get into those dynamics, we grow. When you came out of the patch and you're looking at your life, you go, no, I didn't like my life the way it is. I don't like my life the way it is. I choose to change.
Yeah,
So-
consciously choose to change.
Exactly.
Not just subconsciously expect to change.
Right on. Yeah. So a part of that is that's that growth you go through is when all of a sudden you hit a wall, you hit a situation, and you go, it's time for me to move beyond this. So we have people around us that are mentors. Always find a mentor, someone who's going to push you to get you one
Yeah,
step up.
just a little bit, just that nudge.
Just that nudge, and it could be a kick in the ass. You know.
Yeah, just telling you how it is, go get your shit done, or just telling you a little bit of a strategy.
Or doing this. I mean, sometimes sitting down with somebody and going, and they go, oh, hey, this guy was really good. Colin Spratt, he was really good. And Collins will like, so what I'm hearing is you don't see an alternative. So what I hear is there's an expression he uses, and he's really wise, and this is his, and he may have gotten it for somebody else, but this is his. There's a difference between people in life. There are going to be those ones that are interested in life, and there are those ones that are committed in life. And as
Yeah, give me a...
if you're going along and you're looking at the two, you can always tell the ones that are interested because they've got stories on doing nothing. They have never really done it. They've talked about traveling, but they've never traveled. They've talked about going back to
Yeah,
school,
they
but
shoulda,
they've
coulda,
never
woulda,
gone.
wanna...
You bet. So those are the ones that are interested. My brother?
Is that okay?
Looks amazing. I've never had such glorious toes.
My brother Dave lost $20,000 last year, and I said, how'd you do? And he goes, I don't know. And I said, so you're interested in being a businessman? He goes, no, I am a businessman. I said, no, Dave, you're not. When you become a businessman is when you turn around and go, guess what? I know where I lost 20,000. It's okay. I learned from losing 24,000.
I'll get it back.
Yeah, but he's got his accountant who's going, well, Dave, I think, and I said, well, Dave, I don't care what your accountant thinks. What do you think?
Yeah, it's your
I don't
business.
know.
You better
I
take
got-
hold of it.
I-
That was the petty part. Let's do the manny part.
Yeah, we're halfway through the game.
Cool.
Yeah, all good, Jay. Come here every month.
Yeah, I probably should.
Yeah.
My hands are scarred. All right, Rick, you've got me hooked.
I didn't take much.
I mean, no, I want to be pampered. Don't get me wrong.
Good. That's the cool part about taking care of yourself is realizing there's definitely areas like I don't smoke a lot of cigars. I've stopped pretty much everything.
Right.
And I just took time and said, you know what? I really want to. I love to go back to experience Cuba. Cigars are definitely one of them. And a part of the experience is being able to bring it back and support other people around you to go through the same thing. It's a pampering. It's a pampering. When I teach how to smoke a cigar and go through that process, it's an understanding that it's giving back, that there's no expectation. It's an understanding, and it brings joy to people's life. It's like when I play guitar far away in the mountains and I sing so bad, it disrupts anybody coming close to me.
Okay.
So I get solitude. So expectation, process, purpose. People are like, my sister has this thing about I'm gifted in a lot of different ways. And she says, you know, you've done really well in housing market, and you've done really well in the sense of you go out and whenever you come back from the forest, you always have a bear story. That I would
You've
write
run
to
in-
my dad, and my dad would tell her, it's like, oh, Rick just came back. He was in the high mountains. He ran into a bear, and he's still alive. She goes, how is it you see so many bears? And I said, well, if you'd like to learn the technique, we're on our way up to Whistler. If you want to learn the technique, I'll tell you how to do it. Okay, cool. And so we're driving along, and she says, oh, I say to her, one of the things I do is I do a little prayer to God and say, I'm going into the bush, be careful, put a little white light around myself, and have at her. And she goes, man, you and your Christianity, you're always shoving it down my throat. And she's really reactive to anything to do with God. And
Right.
she's had a hard time in life. Anyway, so we'd had this conversation, and I said to her, listen, it's not about God, it's about what is your higher power? What are you putting your energy into?
Your personal calling. What are you really working towards for your life to bring yourself happiness?
So
I get it.
When you think of it, a part of your joy and happiness is you've never seen a bear, and you want to resignate that power back up to a higher power, give it up, and say, this is what I'm after, this is what I want, so make it safe for me, make it safe for me. So she goes, okay, I'll try it. So she goes, oh, I want to see a bear. I say, okay, so that's what the attitude comes back at. It's a resistance, man. It's right now
I
you're
want to, but
reacting.
I'm not going to.
You're reacting to my sense of my God and my person. You don't react to anything in life except respond to it. You don't like it? Hey, thank you very much, but I don't want to do that. Respond to life, don't react to life. So what happens is she goes, okay, I want to see a bear. I said, good, step one, there's your desire. Put some direction to it. Do you want to see a bear with your two children, a 10 and a 12-year-old standing right there? Do you want to, no, I want it to be safe. I said, okay, so let's make it safe. I want to see a bear. Where I see the bear is important. How I see the bear is more. So she resignated that for a couple minutes, thought about it, verbally put it up, and we're driving along and pulled off the side of the road, and she goes, what are you doing? I said, well, there's your bear.
Really?
Yeah. So we stayed there a total of, we were supposed to stay there for 3 nights, and we are supposed to go up into Goldbridge area to do some fishing and camping. Goldbridge is really known for its grizzly bears, and I told them grizzly bears and moose and cougars and all the rest of the creatures, so we're going to be well protected. Okay, so we got a van, people can sleep in the van or they can sleep in the tent. My girlfriend at the time, Judy Chan, tripped in the hotel on one of their, what they call, it's a cover. So when you have hair and junk floating around, it gets sucked in, and then what they do is they basket it out. But the cover that was on it
Right.
was the lip to hold it down was broken.
Oh.
And she tripped over it and fell into the tub. So again, one of the things with energy and the things that are going on is don't react to it, respond to it. I have a lot of first aid, pet first aid, and
Do you?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I do a lot of things around taking care of other people. So one of the things that has happened was when I came back, I was with my nephew. He was in the skateboard park, having a
Right.
great time up at Whistler, right? And when we came back, I heard about it and said, okay, well, let's take care of this. And she's like, I'm fine. I said, no, you're not fine. You got huge scrapes down the side of your body. You're not okay. So let's take care of this. So I had the first aid attendant come out. I was there, but I did not do first aid on her. So the first aid attendant come out, and he said, she won't let me look at it. And I said, well, no, she will. She will. She's not in a position to say no.
Right.
So looked at it, talked about it. We ended up going to the hospital. She had bruised ribs and 2 fractured fingers. And they've identified, when we came back, they'd already identified that it was their problem. So we went up to the hotel room. She settled in. I went down, talked to the manager. They had just gotten the x-rays back confirming that she had 2 fractures. And I said, well, we were going to go camping up at this gold bridge for 2 nights. Because of it, we can't do that now. And she said, well, I tell you what, I've talked to my manager already, and here's what we're willing to do. We are willing to pay for your stay with everybody for the 3 nights and the next 2 nights, and you guys, it's all free.
Cool.
So by the time we were finished up at Whistler, my sister and her family saw a total of 20 bear.
Wow.
Okay.
They sort of just put that out there and.
As soon as you put it out there, the power was there. It wasn't just in Whistler, though. We went up to a place called what was the name of it? There's a lake, higher altitude lake. Callahan Valley takes you up to, I can't remember the lake. But we went up to the high mountains with this beautiful lake. It's an incredible camping spot. And while we're on the way up, we saw probably about 7 bear, because it was just that time of the year. They're out with their cubs.
Mm-hmm.
And then coming back down, we saw a grizzly in a full run. It was just amazing.
Just a massive
Just
gallop. Man,
going.
that
Yeah.
must have been extraordinary to see.
Well, everybody's in awe. It's not something you choose to experience, you shut it off. But you don't shut it off with that energy that says, oh, I don't want to do this. You shut it off with energy of appreciation for that lesson, and then you just go.
Yes,
It's like-
you allow it to just, okay, I'm allowing it to just be. I learned my thing, it's nothing else.
Exactly. So that could be even something like doing, it was really cool. One of the practitioners that I got to know said it's like a Tai Chi move. You learn to flow with it.
Yeah, done.
We're done? Yeah. We can't be done. We're too relaxed.
Yeah, it's too pampered.
Too pampered. I want to say now.
It feels so good to have my nails did. I cannot believe how much better that they look. But really though, I cannot believe how many little great knowledge bombs that Rick gave us. All about positivity, don't listen to what anyone says, and just keep going. Like, I totally feel Rick there of how we fail courses and classes and entire grades. But the man is still working hard, he strove hard, and he has made something of himself. And I love the message that he was giving of, as long as you put in the effort, as long as you don't give up, as long as you just keep going, you'll get there eventually. So the main takeaway from Rick and Sterling's bromance at the nail salon today is be like water. Be calm, be patient, be resilient, be ready to take the form and shape of anything that is needed around you, and never give up. Water doesn't give up. It just sits, it waits, it's calm. It'll get its job done, and it'll break down that wall, and it'll continue on to where the lowest point is. But for us, it's the highest point. And that high point is anything in your life, your relationships, your business, your finances, everything it is that is about you. We just, as humans, strive to be happy. And that's the real high point, is happiness. And it all begins in here.